just a little bit further up, I'm just going to pull over on the left, somewhere safe and convenient, so not blocking somebody's driveway up.
So this.
Yeah, just put a left signal to let people know that you're pulling into a stop. Steer away from the curb. Cool. Okay. So, what are your thoughts on the drive-in?
Well, the driving was alright with my clutch, except for that one little hiccup where we were just like getting onto the long lane.
Yeah.
I thought my clutch. I thought my clutch handling was alright.
So did I. Thought it was very nice. There were a few situations where, in previous lessons, the likelihood is you would have stalled because you were just bringing that clutch up a little bit too quick. But you seem to have got the technique now, and it's working every single time, isn't it? And you're not holding anybody up.
Yeah, because I'd rather take my time and install this.
Yeah, and to be honest, as I say, if you didn't have L plates on, the way that you're pulling away now, anybody would think you're just a regular driver. Yeah. So great, keep that up. It works, and it works consistently. Now, you might sometimes still get a little bit of a stall.
Yeah.
We all do from time to time, but don't worry about it. Just get yourself sorted. Check that you're definitely in first gear and you haven't left it in the wrong gear, and check that you haven't got the handbrake on. And as long as that's all okay, then just remind yourself how to get the wheels rolling. Just bringing that clutch not all the way up until they have rolled a few times, and then bring it up smoothly from there. I thought your speed control was really good. You're building up speed when you can, which is nice. Your lane positioning is excellent. You're not wobbling across the road by looking down at the gear stick. You were starting to work with the information on the dashboard so that you're in the best gear for the speed that you're doing. So loads and loads and loads of really good stuff in there, which we want to keep. Let's put those in the bank. And let's make sure that sort of is your new baseline in the way that you're generally driving.
I feel like with my driving sometimes, like my turning's a bit iffy, just turning into junctions like this. And the one back there where you turn left, I feel like I was still a bit panicky because I felt like I had a lot to do. I don't know how honest that is.
I'm pleased you picked that up, because that's one of the things that I was going to mention to you. And I think it's also linked. If you were to replay this video, I'm more than happy to send it to you if you want. What you will have noticed, the vast majority of time, as we drove from your house to when we got here, as you're driving around, a couple of things are happening. First of all, you're gripping the steering wheel quite tight, or at least it looks like you're gripping it tight.
Very dangerous like that.
So you want to have more of a looser grip on the wheel. So you're steering more with the sort of insides of your fingers than grabbing it. Okay. What that is also linked to is most of the time you're driving around as if you've got a neck brace on, and you can't actually physically turn your head left or right. So you're staring out the front window. Now, when you're turning into side roads, you are doing what we practiced quite a lot before. You are looking at where you want the car to go to next. But because of this sort of fixed neck position that you've got at the moment, what that is sort of tending to encourage is, if you like, a lack of forward planning. So you focus so much on what's going on ahead that you're tending to leave things a little bit late. So when you're then turning left or right, you're trying to do too much too quickly. And that's what's leading to that slight sensation that it's not as controlled as you'd like it to be. Okay. And also we need to continue to work on these mirrors. Okay. So let's give you a different perspective. Okay, I'm only going to drive for a few minutes because I want you to have as much practice of this as possible. But what I want you to particularly look at is my head, really. Okay, so as we're driving along, don't be a passenger and just chill out and look at the world around you. look at what my head is doing, where my eyes are looking, where my neck is turning to, how much it turns, and just pick up on whatever you can see. Now, it's not that I've got any sort of special technique for doing this, and I'm not saying that I do it better than everybody else, but you need to have that sort of flexibility of moving your shoulders, moving your neck, moving your head, moving your eyes as you're driving. So let's get you having a look at me, then let's see if we can get you putting into practice, and then let's see if that made a difference.
Yeah.
All right? So just have a check over your shoulder before you...
Yeah.
Just for ease sake, it's not all set up perfectly for me, but it's good enough. So I'll just leave everything as it is. Okay. Now, you're very good at checking before you move off, so absolutely keep that going. Now I need to come around this parked car, so. And that's all it is just like little sideways movements. Just let your head move. You play football, don't you? I bet your head, even without you being aware of it, I bet your head is moving all the time when you play football, because you're constantly checking to see who's where, and what pass is available, or what attacker is moving where, so you can put that tackle in at the correct time. Exactly the same concept for driving. You're just constantly checking your surroundings, letting your head move, sucking that information in with your eyes. You're going to spot whatever's in front of you anyway, because that's where most of the information is coming from. But now I need to keep an eye on that cyclist. I'm going to see him in my left door mirror, because he's catching me up as I'm starting to slow down. Now he's coming up on the inside of me. He's held back, but now my head's moving again. And I'm not exaggerating anything here. It's just what I do. Again, it's not a case of just checking your mirror. I mean, I could drive along like this and go, try to get all these mirror checks in.
I do feel like when I'm driving, I do drive a bit too straight on.
Yeah, I mean, it's not affecting the overall standard of your driving at the moment when we're just following the road ahead. But it's when you're having to deal with things, like for example, I'm going to turn right here. So I'm starting to move my head a bit, just bobs about. And then that helps me to pick up all of the information that I need, and then I can start to get everything under control, because I know who's where and what they're doing. It's not something that you want to try and be too sort of, I don't know, robotic about. It's, if you're checking your mirrors, you don't want to sort of go like that and then like that. It should, as I say, bring it back to a football analogy. Just let your head move in the same way as if you were playing football. So I'll pull over in a moment and let's swap seats. Does that make sense now you've seen me do it? Yeah?
It's like little checks every now and then.
Yeah. So say, if it helps, just think of yourself almost playing football and think, well, where would I look now?
I think it would help me having my hands gripped on the steering wheel as well, because I'm kind of going like that.
Well, what happens is whenever you stiffen up any part of your body, you know, because obviously everything in the human body is sort of interlinked in one way or another. If you grip the wheel, it tends to stiffen your shoulders up, that stiffens your neck up, and everything becomes more rigid.
Yeah.
Okay. When you relax your hands, your arms relax, your shoulders relax, and then it feels much easier and more natural and comfortable to move your head around. Let me just, yeah, maybe it's because I'm nosy, I don't know, but I just like to know what's going on around me. Okay, let's pull over and swap back. Let's give it a go. It's like anything else. It might feel a little bit strange to begin with, but the more you do it, the easier you're going to find it. Okay, so when you're ready, move us away and let's start trying to get everything loosened up a little bit.
Yeah.
That's nice.
Yeah.
Like that. Gets to the end of the road, turn left. So again, keep that neck relaxed, get those eyes moving everywhere. Keep your head and eyes moving. Lovely, very nice. Is it feeling awkward or is it feeling quite comfortable?
It's feeling alright, to be fair. I am feeling like something like dramatic's changed in my driving.
No, but already it's made quite a noticeable difference.
Yeah. I feel like with those head checks, I had the car in a lot of a better position to pull out into that road just now.
Yeah. Okay, we're going to take the next road on the left, just coming up towards it now. Yeah, so keep that head and neck moving. Yeah, you could even lean forward a little bit to look into the new road. Very nice. So you had a tight turn in, and you had a vehicle on the other side of the road, but felt perfectly controlled. So again, as you're swerving in and out of these vehicles, you know, get an update on what might be going on behind.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's it. No, I mean, obviously, you know, I can only go by what I'm seeing, but it looks natural.
Yeah.
When we get to the end of the road, we're going to turn right. And again, before you actually get up to the giveaway line, sort of almost lean forward a little bit and start to look left and right and ahead as well. Think about what gear you want to be in.
Yeah.
So to give yourself time to look everywhere, just need to get that speed down a bit more, and because you're then going so slow, you then need first gear.
What our car's doing as well.
At the end of the road, turn left. Clutch down a fraction. That's it. Just to point out, if you bring your clutch up as much as that, and you can feel the car almost sort of wanting to tug you forward, what will happen is if you take your foot off the brake, you'll just lunge forward.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cut off pedestrians as well.
Yeah. So, yeah, have a good look all around. Be nosy, see who's where. Take the next road on the left.
Okay. This is what I mean about the roadworks. Practice again.
Yeah, that's why we're turning left.
Bit of a hill start as well.
There is, yeah. But again, the same technique, bringing it up to 75% when you're ready to pull forward, will work for you. Just need to give it a little bit of gas as well. Just a little bit slow off the brake there. So come off, clutch down the fraction.
Yeah.
Bring it up to biting point off the brake. That's it. Now quick look in this left door mirror, just to make sure there's nobody coming up on the inside of you. Yeah, I think what was happening there, Georgie, because there was a slight bit of anxiety I could sense in rolling back, you were just holding it on the brake a little bit too much.
I try not to panic as much though.
Yeah, and it's getting better.
Yeah.
It is getting better.
Because if that was like a lesson before, I probably would have like panicked and done it about 3 or 4 times.
Yeah, and we got it sorted and it didn't cause anybody a problem.
Yeah.
Yeah, so here, because we're going to need to come past this cyclist at some point, be nosy about what's going on behind. How many vehicles are behind you? Where are they?
Yeah.
Does it look like they're going to come round you as you start to think about coming round the cyclist? And if you can't come round safely, don't go. Hold well back. Hold well back. Don't want to get any closer to the cyclist than this.
Yeah. They're turning now.
Yeah, so keep holding back.
Keep that distance.
Yeah.
Wait for them to turn before.
Yeah. But then you've also got another cyclist just up ahead. So again, just keep being nosy.
Yeah. Checking for junctions as well for cars. Just checking behind me.
Yeah.
Checking for like motorcyclists overtaking. Keep well back. They're going on the path.
Okay, we're going to take the next road on the left. It's just after these next couple of parked vehicles.
Let people know where I'm going. Check behind me.
Just sit away from the parked cars.
Yeah.
And then keep that head moving.
Bike, so just slow down a bit. Some lock as well. Ease off a bit. Check it. Go through. See what cars going behind us. What's behind us?
Okay, when we get to the end of this road, we're going to turn left.
Okay.
Bring that speed right down into first. Look nice and early, everywhere.
Yep.
You've got your answer. Nice. And then by getting those nice early checks in, by keeping your neck, sorry, by keeping your neck relaxed and loose, and moving your eyes around, you're going to get information sooner than you have been.
Yeah.
And that's going to give you more time to plan on what you're going to do next.
Yeah.
Okay, a little bit further up this road, we're going to pull over on the left in a safe and convenient position.
So I'm not blocking anyone's driver.
Yep. Again, quick update behind in case you need to put a signal on for
Yeah,
somebody.
no one
There
does.
is nobody there, so you don't have
No
to.
cyclists or anything.
No pedestrians. I mean, you wouldn't have done anything wrong if you had have put a signal on, because it can't confuse anybody, because nobody's going to see it.
Yeah.
But you don't have to.
Okay.
Yeah?
Cool.
Right, so let's have a quick check-in with you then. So, how are you feeling now?
I'm feeling a lot more like, because like my head checks and stuff, I feel like a lot more confident turning than I was before.
Good?
Because I was saying like when I was before when I was talking to you at junction, I was a bit unconfident, a bit panicky.
Yeah.
I feel like because I'm checking constantly, I'm like maintaining my speed and changing to a lower gear quicker on. I know I didn't do it back there quickly, but like in general, I'm just like doing it a lot
Yeah,
more.
as I say, it will take a little bit of practice
Yeah.
for it to feel
It's not gonna come
complete.
instantly.
No, it's not. But if you keep doing it, I promise you, it won't take too long before
Yeah.
you're doing it without even realising it.
Yeah.
And do you feel then that it's sort of improved the quality of your driving?
Yeah. I feel like just looking around and like, I feel like also like, even though you've told me to do that, I feel like myself, I feel like a better driver, more safe driver. I'm constantly checking like other people, being aware of other things.
And does it feel, even though it might not be totally perfect at the moment, does it feel quite a natural thing to do now you've started
Yeah,
to
I'm like
do it?
feeling a bit more like when I was like coming into Haxby, I was like, oh, I like was checking around in like Central York before, and like for other people, pedestrians and cyclists, I keep checking around and see what's going on around me.
And that's what good, confident and competent driving is all about. Is, I mean, we're beyond the stage now, pretty much, of you needing to really concentrate on what you're doing with your hands and your feet. Yeah, for the majority of the time, you're doing it almost subconsciously. Still a little bit of development work to do, but not much. Okay, so now once you sort of got that out of the way, and you know instinctively what to do with your hands and your feet, depending on which gear you want to be in, whether you want to be speeding up, slowing down, or whatever it might be, then what you're doing is you're freeing up a lot of the processing power in your brain to be aware of the world around you. And it's that then makes you a good and safe driver.
Successful,
yeah, because you've just got time to suck in lots of visual information for your brain to work out what that means, and then to send the relevant signals down to your hands and your feet so that they do the correct things at the correct time.
Yeah, I feel like before I'll be like, oh, I'm coming to a junction, I need to slow down, look what I'm doing, see if there's other cars coming from there, see where I'm about to turn out.
But now we've entered into that phase of getting you thinking like a driver, seeing the world as a driver, and working out what the information that you're gathering means to you and what you do with it. Then you're not far away from being ready to sit your test. Because as long as you make that consistent, you're just going to get better and better and better and better and better.
It's become natural.
Of course, we then need to make sure that you're totally comfortable with all of your reversing manoeuvres. We need to get you practicing an emergency stop. We need to think about the structure of the actual driving test. So what that is, how examiners speak to you, what happens on the day of the test, get down to the test centre, drive around the car park, sort of get familiar with the environment. But you're now heading towards the end game, if you like. So, from my point of view, you're well beyond, I don't want to put a number on it, but you're now well beyond 50% of the way there.
Okay. Nice.
Okay, as long as we keep it consistent.
Yeah.